know enough to make my jeans tight. You know what I mean?
This is why I don't have the devil in the house. Like.
Yeah, I got it.
Welcome to my kitchen. I'm Jessie, and today we're going to be talking about remembering the Alamo. That's coming up. I have my good friend Jessie here, her dad, who's also my neighbor, who's amazing, and we have Pug over here, which is my better half's recording partner.
We share a better
Oh,
half.
yeah, you do.
Hey.
We sure. That's sweet.
So today we are going to be making a Chilton, which is made famous in Lubbock, and it is now getting popular everywhere else, but it's an awesome summertime drink because it's just refreshing. And then Jessie is going to be teaching us sourdough bread, which I am not an expert, so I'm getting her to
I
tell
would
me
not
how to
claim
do it.
expert status either. I would
But
not.
you know enough to get yourself in trouble.
I know enough to make my jeans tight. You know what I mean?
This is why I don't have the devil in the house. Like.
Yeah, I got it.
All right, so let's get started on some drinks so we can get going on the bread. Right here we have our mason jars because it just felt right. It just felt right. Good old
Yeah.
summer drink,
ma'am.
mason jars. A little salt on the rim. We're going to salt this last one. And usually I go around, but it just felt right to just do the kind of chunky side. So we have all of those rimmed, and I went ahead, made a honey lavender simple syrup, and the lavender is from Becker Creek from Fredericksburg. So a little more Texas-y for you, and some
been there
Texas
before.
honey. So it's a pretty basic drink. You're gonna take your lemons, a little bit of simple syrup with your vodka, and I have cucumber-infused vodka and regular vodka, just to change it up a little bit.
How do you infuse cucumber vodka? Will
So,
you give me a rundown?
I do it the lazy way, I call it, because I use the sous vide, which is behind us, and currently infusing our rosemary and butter together for our bread later. All it is, I cut up a bunch of cucumbers with the vodka, put it at 135 for an hour, and then you just strain it out and you're done. There's other processes where you can put it in a jar, cut it all up, but it takes a week to a month for it to infuse those flavors. I don't like waiting that long. I don't know what I'm doing in a month. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. I started infusing for a couple of years now, and pretty much anything and everything.
Yeah.
It just makes everything easier, from butter to liquors to cooking meat. It's just awesome and fast. So I use our sous vide several times a week, especially in summertime. I gotta have my weekly margarita. Whatever fruit's on sale, I just make a margarita of the week. Just you gotta pull. You gotta have a little sipper. So this is the honey with lavender.
Well, what's the liquid in there?
It's water. When you do a simple syrup, you cook down your honey with water.
Oh, on
and-
the stovetop.
On
I
the
don't even know.
stovetop?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. There's a video for that, by the way.
Okay.
If you want to know all about some
I
simple
do.
syrups. But we've even done it for making kids like lemonade drink. Different flavors for them as well. So we cook down strawberries to make a strawberry simple syrup. And then you can just flavor your drinks like that. So we're going to fill it up. And then we'll top it off with soda water. And then you add a little pinch of salt to help bring out the flavors. Makes a difference.
So, you know, around springtime, Jessie and I were talking about this. Blanco does a big lavender festival.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever been to that? Oh, it's so fun. I think it's April time. Blanco's just north of here, right? They do a big lavender festival, and it's basically like a big market, all lavender products. There's a lavender farm right outside of Blanco. I mean, all throughout central Texas, like Comal and Hayes, Blanco counties.
Doesn't it just scream summer? Like, I'm ready for summer.
Me too.
I'm over all of this.
I think we need one more freeze, and then we're good.
No!
Yeah.
I'm over it. I said good day.
That's enough. I feel like there's always one that creeps in.
It is.
Right as the blooms start coming out, there's one more freeze that happens in this climate.
I'm just mainly ready for cedar
Okay.
season to be over with, because it's been brutal this year for me. Like, extra long, and just no amount of every type of medicine has fixed it. Man, these are big lemons.
That's a huge lemon.
You've got some forearm strength. You're doing great.
Ugh. I gotta work out just so I can squeeze my lemons.
Pretty good growl.
I learned it from Lily.
Yeah.
She knows how to growl pretty well. So you've been attending the Alamo ceremony.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Maybe we let Jim talk through this because he's been dragging me to the Alamo Remembrance Reenactment
It's a
Day.
reunion of the Mexicans and the Texans both go there. They both have people saying prayers over their soldiers that died during those 10 days.
Which is March 6th.
March 6th,
They do it at,
5 o'clock in the morning.
well, no, it doesn't start at 5 o'clock. o'clock.
Well, people get there
Yeah.
at 5. If you want a seat, you have to get there at 5.
Yeah, that's true. And they do it basically at dawn.
That's when the event took place.
Okay. The end of it or where it started?
It started.
Okay.
I think it ended within an hour. The siege, and I only had a couple of people that walked out of there on horseback. I think a woman, a couple of women, and a man that was taking care of the women, and that was about the only ones that survived the Alamo. There's a blessing that's given by a priest, and they bless the people that died from the Mexican army and also from the Texas group.
Well, we got a mixed bag here, right? I can see it being something kind of hard for people who are culturally from Mexico as well, but now it's here.
Well, right, the lines of Texas, it was very fluid at that point, right? Like the battle was ensuing. So I think there are people feel allegiance to both sides, right?
Sure.
But Jim has been taking us since we were...
Now we're probably 3 or 4 years old.
So the 4 years that I've missed are the years that I was in college. So I've at least been going 29 or 30 years-ish. Every March 6th, 6 a.m., we're at the Alamo for the reenactment. They bring the bagpipes out there. They have people completely dressed up in character.
Here, and also the Texan.
That's something, I'm not from here, wasn't raised here, but my grandparents were here. Every year we'd go to the Riverwalk and go see all of that, and then I've watched the IMAX on it. But it's cool to see people that actually have family members that can date back that far and have that history.
I joke that it's Jim's favorite holiday of the year. Like, this is his, like, time to shine. He loves Texas history. I feel like you just made it a part of us growing up. Like, this is what we do. We used to take our neighbors.
Yeah.
There were 4 or 5 kids. You would load them all up in the Suburban. And then the kicker was he'd make us get up that early. You know, we're grumbling. We're all mad. We're like 10, 11, 12 years old. But he would always treat us to a buffet breakfast at the Minger Hotel, which is right next to the Alamo, if y'all been down there. And the Minger, it's like one of the oldest hotels in Texas, I think. It's extremely historic. It's a gorgeous hotel. It's got like lots of ghost stories.
Is that the one that Roosevelt mustered the Rough Riders there?
The Rough Riders, yes. Exactly.
Yeah. Have you been to that hotel?
I haven't.
If y'all are ever downtown, y'all should just go walk through it because it's so beautiful. It feels like you're
Especially
just...
how much you like history.
Yeah, you're just not in San Antonio. They like host ghost tours overnight. You can like sign up. They'll like take you to the rooms where people thought that they have experienced certain elements, let's say.
Right.
So
Well, we've
it's a cool
experienced
hotel.
different things over the years because we stayed there many years at that hotel. And there were several times that like somebody walking with real heavy feet, you could hear somebody walking in the hallway.
I never heard that for the record, okay? I never
But
heard
I
it.
did, and I think, I don't know, Nathan or Jimmy heard it too. We opened the door, look out, nobody's there. It's a long hallway.
I mean, when was that hotel founded? Late 1800s?
Yeah, probably.
You know, so it's over 100 years old. It's just cool. And they have a great restaurant there, too. So he would always sucker us in getting up that early with...
Buying and breakfast.
Y'all
Getting
can
out
go
of school?
We'd show up late to school, and that was kind of cool, too, you know?
Yeah,
you
like-
were showing up late with your friends, and you're like...
Yeah, where were you? Like, don't worry about it. I
Don't
got to
worry
have
about it.
breakfast. Not a big deal.
I've been listening to musket shots, you know?
Yeah. Nothing
So-
more Texas than waking up to listening to musket shots.
So that was always super fun. And now we take our kids, in my mind, that it's like, okay, Alamo Day happened springtime. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, they say that the temperature at that time of the Alamo was like in the low 30s. 30, 32, 33, I don't know, 34, in that range. So it was a real cold morning when the Mexicans decided to end it.
What drove you to make us do that as kids?
Well, because after that, they started going after the rest of Texas. After they took over the Alamo. Thought it was something neat to know the history of Texas and history of the different people that were involved with that and how they retreated and they went on the other side of Beaumont where they finally had the final battle and they defeated
Santa Ana?
Santa Ana.
All right. Cheers. Cheers to
All right,
Texas.
man.
To Texas.
To Texas. That brought us all together.
Yeah, no kidding. We had more ties than we thought.
Yeah, it's crazy.
A Chilton.
Oh, is that what this is?
Oh.
A Chilton?
It's a Chilton.
Okay.
So lavender.
Lavender honey simple syrup
Man.
with lemons and some sparkling water. That's
That's
a
a
good
Chilton.
summer drink. And then you can just adjust for your sweetness of because a lot of them don't have necessarily a simple syrup in it. But if you're trying to bring a little flavor flavor here and there. You can just add a little bit, and it can be a little bit too tart for some people too. So adding just a little bit of the hint of sweetness, it's light and refreshing.
It is.
So later is when my family were killed when the Mexicans came back in and tried to take over San Antonio again. And they had a battle over there in the northeast part of San Antonio.
Salado Creek,
Salado Creek. And
which
that's
is off
where-
like Austin Highway.
Yeah.
Do you know where Austin Highway is in town?
I do not.
It's like
Not
in a
either.
weird part of San Antonio that you would just drive over and never know that there was like this huge significant battle there. There is a historic marker somewhere
There still
along
is.
that creek. And our family,
Yeah, that's where Zadok died. And his son was wounded, and one of his sons left and went back to take care of his family. Anyway, Jessie knows the history a whole lot better than I do.
well, no, I don't. I just like the names. So I have 4 kids, and I named 3 of our 4 after like that direct line of the first 300 settlers of Texas. So you're from Texas. Do you remember, are you a private school person?
No.
Okay, we're public school kids over here, okay? But in 7th grade, do you remember we take Texas history?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I like made the connection that like, oh my gosh, we have a direct link to our 300 settlers, like the old 300. Like,
Awesome.
that is pretty cool. Like, they came down here, they were given land grants, right? But they were like, if you can fight off Indians and Mexicans, you can have it.
Yes.
So like, almost like coming down to a certain death,
That land grant was very much Mexico trying to deal with the Comanche.
right?
Right.
Absolutely.
You know, it took a warrior type of spirit to do that. I literally remember in like 7th grade being like, that is so cool that that's in our family. And we're both Jessies, and I like always hated having to be like, no, I'm Jessie Hartman, not that Jessie. You know, like that was like the number 2 name to name your daughter that
There was
year.
lots of Jessies.
Lots of Jessies to compete with.
because we're very close in age.
I always thought I'm going to name my kids either something super strange or super old fashioned.
Right.
And that was like the
Right.
year I made the decision, like, I'm going to name it after this old lineage in our family that actually has some significance. So our son's name is Montreville. We call him Monty, which is on our family tree. Ardelia, we call her Ari. We have an Isabella, which we call her Isa, and then we have a Lucia. So they all kind of sound like old ladies, but I like an old-fashioned name.
Right.
It's cute.
You
It's
know?
awesome. I think we both had that
Jim.
personality though, because Wilder, after having Jessie, is like very much is like, no one's going to be confused on which Wilder we're talking about.
Right.
Ooh, okay, so now we'll go about 13, 15 minutes, depending on your oven, without the lid, and it'll give it that, like, good crusty... Is your real name Pug?
Real enough.
No, be honest.
Well, I got it the day I was born, but it's not what's on my driver's license.
Do you want to elaborate? No, it feels like a sensitive subject.
So I was named after my dad's dad, Calvin, but when they handed me to my dad the first time, he said, this boy's got a pug nose. And so my family has called me Pug ever since they brought me home.
Oh my gosh.
Huh.
What?
That's awesome.
Which they did me a favor because
Works out really well.
y'all have multiple Jessies
Yeah.
to contend with.
Yeah,
And
not a
there's,
pug?
Yeah, there's not another pug out
That's
there.
right.
My grandparents had passed away right about the time I was starting to play in bars and stuff like that. You know, since they always called me Pug, I was like, well, I'll just be Pug. I think it's served me pretty well.
Yeah.
You know, people hear the name and they're like, oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah. Memorable.
I think it's the spot on name for you having a career in music. It does stand out.
I don't know any other pugs.
Daddy did me a favor.
Yeah. Overall, the kitchen is what brings people together.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And, you know, the rule right now, at this point of our life, we are either chicken people or sourdough people. And I went down the chicken road, and you went down...
Jesse's, we're both
As
together.
one,
We are one.
We are one. Yes, exactly. Our
Together we are
powers
one.
combined. We
We're
are a chicken
unstoppable.
bread person.
Chicken bread, Jessie. So you have a little bit of sourdough starter, and the cool thing about sourdough is it's passed on from person to person, right? So I got my sourdough starter from my friend Neely. She got her sourdough from another random friend. So it's been passed on and
We need a
passed on.
family tree of sourdough.
I don't know who originally, like, I don't know. But there is legitimately sourdough that, like, traces back hundreds of years.
That's insane.
Because people just, like, over time keep it alive. And it can stay dormant if it's in a cold setting for, like, months. So, like, when you have your sourdough starter, you can put it in the fridge and it can stay in there for months. Or you can feed it, which is adding flour and water. And then it starts at, like, that bubbling process, and that's when you have active sourdough.
Is that considered fermenting at that
Yes.
point?
Yeah.
Okay, with the bubbling, it's actual...
That's when that is.
Okay.
And essentially, when it gets to that, like, active bubbling and fermenting, that's when you mix it in here. So I put 200 grams of the starter, the bubbly, you know, and it does it overnight. You're supposed to let it double in growth, and all of us will, like, look at it and we're like, whoa, it's tripled! Like one
It's
time
alive!
it came over the edge, and so it looked all like kind of crazy and Halloweeny, right? Because it looks like spider webs, which is cool. So it's like a little science experiment. We're a family of 6, so every time I bake 2 loaves. Like one loaf is like just a little appetizer for us. You know what I mean? So I do 2 loaves every time. So I do 200 grams of starter, and then I add 650 grams of water, and then 950 grams of bread flour, and 3 little pockets of salt. So once you get to that process, then you're gonna stretch and fold. I kind of pull over the edge. I like kind of dig my fingers in there, let it stretch and pull, and poke it in. From here, we're gonna do 4 presentation. We're gonna do 4 stretch and folds, each spread out by 30 minutes. So right, you're just pulling and tucking under. Do you see that like last tuck? Like I pull it up. You want to get a good stretch, and then pull it under. Okay, 30 minutes apart, each stretch and fold for 4 times. Essentially, so that's 2 hours. After you complete that, you let it rise. If you want it to double, I time it so it's overnight. Then you can make your loaves. So that's
First
how it
thing in the
works.
morning.
Like I made those this morning.
Okay.
Okay, so after you have a completed product and was in the refrigerator overnight, it looks like this, and then you're going to put it directly onto your parchment paper, score it here however you want. No, this isn't super pretty. I'm not an excellent scorer, but then you put it directly into a preheated Dutch oven. Can you close that for me? And then it's just grabbing here, put it directly in, and it'll go in for 25 minutes with the lid, and then another like 15 minutes without the lid. And that's where you get that like brown, crusty deliciousness.
Okay. And still
That's
keeping
some
warm.
good bread, I tell you that.
So how long have you been doing it now?
Okay, so I've had a tragic story. After my 4th baby, I was like, this is my year to try sourdough. And I love bread. Like, who doesn't love fresh sourdough bread? Mm-hmm. Every week I buy sourdough from the grocery store.
Oh, really?
Every week I do.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I can do this. I was nursing a baby. I had 2 other toddlers and a 5-year-old. And I was like, this is my year. 2 years ago, I failed miserably like 6 times trying to make sourdough. And I killed 2 starters, had 6 unsuccessful attempts. So I just gave up because I was nursing. I was like timing wake windows of babies. I was like, there was too much going on.
Right.
With sourdough, you really have to pay attention to the time frame of when things happen, like that rising. So I was unsuccessful 2 years ago, and I was just kind of like, okay, like I'm mad, but like this isn't the season for this.
Right. You're not ready.
My husband and I, every year we set like New Year's goals. Like, how do we want to change this year? Like, what do we want to accomplish? And one of mine was like, this is my sourdough year. I'm coming back for you, baby.
This is happening.
And
Here we are.
And here we are. I've been making it since New Year's, and I've given my parents like several loaves. Dad says it's good, and it is good.
It's great. It's not good. It's really good.
It came out
Really
great. And really, I think what makes the difference is having a good mentor at the beginning. So my friend Neely, like really, like probably like the first 4 times I baked, we were like FaceTiming while I was doing it, so she could help me, you know. So I feel like if you have a good mentor at the beginning, like you can figure it out. Yeah. Now we just eat a lot of bread.
And this is why I won't do it, because I'll eat a lot of bread.
I know.
I grew up with my parents having the bread machine, right? And then the second that thing would that loaf come out, I mean, it didn't last 20 minutes.
I know.
Still
That's
fresh
why you
and warm.
That's
and
why you have to bake 2 at a time. Like it's
so I would just eat 2.
Well, no, it's not worth like the actual process if you only bake 1 loaf. Do you know what I mean?
Right. If we're at the time you're saying it takes, but if you're already doing 1, it's not a big deal to do 2 at a time, as long as you stay with that.
Yeah, it's the same thing. You just right in the middle.
But it's cool because it is kind of an old school thing, and in the sense of like how many people are not really considered cooks anymore. They don't like, oh no, I do as simple as possible. You know, not in the sense of, you know, even our grandparents of cooking and like doing it from scratch. We have all of these easy, just little, hey, here's your marinara sauce. Here's your all this. Yeah. Here's your pasta already made up. So it's interesting that we're now coming back around of like, you're seeing this more in our age group of learning this technique and something that does take time and can fail.
Oh yeah, it does fail. But that's like one of the sweet parts of it, right? Like bypassing that immediate gratification creates more gratification in the end.
Yes.
You know, like delayed gratification is a positive.
Which is something we're very much lacking overall culturally.
Exactly.
So it is cool to see that and it's moms that are normally busy too, that are the ones kind of seeking it out.
Yeah, and I don't know if y'all's stomachs are sensitive to bread, but like sourdough doesn't make your stomach, like it won't give you that like bloated, like hard feeling. Whatever ingredients that are put in like, you know, commercialized bread and like those preservatives, that's what creates that like that stiffness in your stomach. And sourdough doesn't do that, and it's actually gut healthy. It like helps rebuild your gut lining. So like there's positives to it. It just takes 2 days to get there.
Right.
But it is a beautiful process when you think about it, that like I always think it's a privilege to be able to have the time to do it.
Yeah.
You know,
especially if since the fact you tried once and you're not a quitter. That's not
I'm not a quitter.
You're not, it's not your personality. So to go throw in the towel and realize, hey, this is not where I'm at in life. But then to pick it up again and not go, no, I did that, I'm never doing that again. Like,
yeah, well, I'm not a quitter, and I love bread. You know,
There's
like
that.
who doesn't love fresh baked
bread?
bread? So I know it sounds like pretty nerdy, but it feels like a privilege to like be at home and like take the time to do it. You know, like there were seasons of my life, and I'm sure yours, where we were grinding it out, working full time so hard we were never at home. And so now to like, okay, for these 2 hours, like I'm gonna get this done, and this done. I'm gonna do my folds, you know.
Get to make bread.
I remember those like early times in my 20s when we were working like 10 and 12 hours a day, where now I always have that perspective of like what a privilege it is to like be able to slow down and actually do stuff from home and like make the good stuff, because there were seasons when it wasn't possible.
Right. And very much that just like the more and more things are easy for us, the more we think we can compact, we can get done in a day, and it's like, no, sometimes you just need to slow down and just like enjoy the process.
I agree.
Until the other day.
She looks pretty. Let's take her out. Let me get the big ones. If you cut into it too quick, you have to like let it cool so it doesn't get mushy. Does that make sense?
It doesn't make sense in my head, but I'm going to take
But it
your
looks
advice.
pretty, right?
It looks gorgeous.
What do y'all think?
Real nice.
That looks magical. I'm excited.
So I dabbled in some inclusions. Do you know what I mean by that?
No.
Some like rainbow sprinkles. We did confetti looking one. We did the blueberry lemon zest.
Ooh, that would have been good with this too.
Seriously. I learned a lesson on that one too. So where I'm like slowly getting more creative with it over time. Is it okay if I take it out and put it on there?
Yeah.
Because
yeah, definitely do that.
I don't want it
It's
to
just mainly this.
keep baking.
It should be fine, but yeah, that's not
Ooh,
gonna.
that's good.
You guys, she turned out pretty. Do you want to score this one? I feel like you should.
Yeah, let's do it.
There's no rhyme or reason. I have no clue how to do it.
That's the thing that makes me want to do it, is like the pretty, like.
Oh. Okay. Well,
I'm not gonna go that crazy this time. So
I think you should flip.
What do I do? Just flip it down.
A quick flip and then bring it up slowly. I just feel like it helps keep the shape of it, because it was stuck in here. Like I think it keeps the shape of it a little better, if that makes sense. It's a nibble. Okay, then score it however. Sometimes I do a giant X. Score to your heart's desire.
Well, now I feel like I have the pressure. Is both sides sharp? Yeah, I guess so. I've never even like.
Yeah, I've never seen.
You want to talk about the tool here?
Yeah. What?
Oh my gosh,
Just a
I don't
razor
even
blade,
know what
right?
it's called. I think it's
A dingle flopper?
a dingle hopper.
Dingle hopper?
I think it's called just a scorer. I honestly I don't know.
Pug, would you want someone to flop your dingle with that?
With that tool, no. With this bread, yeah.
So it's sharp on both edges. Is this disposable? Is that like you buy them kind of like a utility blade?
Yep, and you can, these slide off. So like you can take it off and clean it, put a different one on if you wanted to.
All right, I'm just gonna go. Does that just slide it along?
But this sounds weird. You want to go deeper than you think you should. Okay, don't be nasty, but it's true.
I don't think at all. So there's that.
I know. You're doing good. You're doing good.
It's dragging. Is it supposed to drag?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's not a wrong way. Literally, sometimes I
But I feel like there's a right way.
Well, some people, okay, I've seen some people put flour on top of it before they score it. I just don't like a super floury.
Okay, I could see you on that one. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't like that.
I don't like the excess taste of flour, but people do that when they're in this stage. They put flour on top of it to get a more precise cook, but I don't like that excess taste. So that's just my preference.
So I have 2 cuts.
Good.
Good.
Then pull it up from the sides and hop her in.
Hopper in. So it doesn't change anything that you're putting it already in a very hot container. Do you notice a difference between the two?
Well, so I preheated it with that.
Oh, that's
Do
true. So you
remember that?
want it.
You want it to be hot.
Okay.
Remember, I put it in while it was preheated.
I did forget about that. So you want it already.
You want it already.
Okay.
Isn't that interesting? Y'all didn't know y'all were gonna get a baking class today.
Yeah, I
you?
did.
I did not.
Did you know?
Mm-hmm.
Here we are.
Here we are. Here we go. I had to like help with something, right? You did all the work, so I at least had to make some butter to go along with it. This is a rosemary-infused butter that I did in the sous vide. Trying to keep all the white out of it and make it more of like a clarified butter, which we do this a lot for our steaks.
You do rosemary, or what do you do for steaks?
Sometimes rosemary, sometimes basil, garlic. A lot of times rosemary though. I like rosemary a lot. But see all the white in there?
Mm-hmm.
That's basically you're clarifying it. You're separating out that. And it gives the butter a little bit more of a nuttier flavor when you clarify your butter. So a lot of steakhouses clarify their butter.
I didn't even know that clarifying butter was a thing. Did you?
Yes, seafood.
Heard of it, but
You probably had it for seafood too, like crawfish
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff like that.
Oh.
It's
Okay, then yeah.
It's just the yellow. See, there I didn't do a great job because see, there's some at the bottom that white. But yeah, when you usually your like seafood boil type butter is clarified.
Can I stick my nose in that?
Sure.
Ooh.
Got rosemary.
Mm-hmm.
That's
You want
good.
you want to put your whipper in it?
Whipper.
Your pug.
Yeah, put your pug
it's
nose in
definitely
that.
rosemary.
But yeah, you know you're talking about changing that, but also just as simple as you don't have to be overcomplicated to also just bring in something like changing your butter and then can put it on, like I said, meat or bread as well.
You know, that the family was here and came down from Missouri and was able to help with Alamo, getting everything straightened out.
It's amazing you can live in that area still to this day that your family helped preserve.
Have you ever heard of the Daughters of the Republic or the Sons of
Oh,
the
yeah.
Republic?
Yes.
You have to like show your lineage of like
We need
each-
to join that.
I know.
Yeah,
Well,
we
one
say
of
that
his
every
one
year.
of his closest cousins just did last year. The Daughters and the Sons of the Republic are the ones who have those big like deep pocketed foundations that preserve the Alamo. And like the city of San Antonio a couple years like wanted to do something different to the Alamo. And
It was a
like,
huge.
right, and like the
Yeah.
Daughters and the Sons were like, no. Like, you're not doing that. I'm like, so like they do like important work in preservation, which I think is pretty cool. We can join that organization or whatever. But I've looked into it, you guys. You literally have to like provide every birth and death and marriage certificate for every line until that 300
Point.
link that came down. So like for me, I'm 7th generation Texan, right? So that'd be all these generations ahead of me, birth, marriage, and death certificate for every one
I
of them.
really can find my own stuff.
I know. I'm like, wait, how am I gonna do that? But people like
At least you do have a solid start with the tree of like
I know.
knowing
Yeah.
like names
You're
to
right,
pull and like that's
And
huge.
My like essentially like one of my aunt, I call her my aunt, but she's my dad's cousin, his first cousin. She just did it, so like I know she has all that work
At least
done. So
to
I would
that
only
point.
have to do
We
like
need to get
this
her before. Yeah.
I know.
Before it gets
Something
lost,
happens.
yeah.
I know. So that's I think that is cool, and they do like they really do important work down there, and they're the ones who like really run the event down at the Alamo, on like the Remembrance Day. They call it reenactment, because they like do the they
You're in
shoot
it
at
for
each
the,
other.
You're in it for the cannons, aren't you?
I'm in it for the buffet afterwards.
Still to this day, you're in it for the buffet.
Yes. And now I take my kids. Monty said he wants to come this year.
Can we cut this bad boy now? It's just like
Yeah.
haunting us.
I
That's
think
for
you
that.
should cut her.
I should cut. No, you made the baby.
Cut it, Jessie.
Okay, are you guys ready? Wait, what if it's terrible? What if it like totally sucks on the inside?
Well, I'll pretend it doesn't.
Then you just cut this out.
Don't show it.
Oh, okay, then I need y'all to fake it till we make it
That's
together. You guys, if it's mushy, it's all y'all's fault for not being
No,
patient.
She's waving a knife around at us. She's serious right now.
Oh, you can tell by cutting it.
Yeah.
Oh, it feels good. It feels
It
good.
sounds good.
Listen to that, you guys. When's the last time y'all had fresh bread?
1957. Oh, look at that bad
look at
boy. You
that.
can't get any better than that.
She turned out
You
good.
nailed it.
No mush at
At
all.
all.
Yeah. Pass that around. Just pass her. Just pass her here.
Breaking bread.
Breaking bread together. She turned out good.
Oh, yeah.
She turned out good. So the times that I've cut into it too early because I'm too excited, you know? Like,
Right.
And I'm like, oh, I'm hungry. It's mushy like from here down because it doesn't have time to like fully cool. Let's give her a good like squeeze. Like that's a good sponge. Do you know what I mean? That's a good sponge.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
that doesn't stick.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it opens up.
Fluffy. It's so fluffy.
That's a healthy loaf right there.
All
There's
right.
some
All
pieces,
right.
Jessie.
You're talking about how healthy.
Wait, let me show you.
Yeah, you do it then.
The bakers say that the best way to cut it without it getting mushy is this
Okay.
way.
Okay.
That's what the
Alright.
videos say.
That's
Because
what's
if you
up.
do it that way, like you're putting too much pressure on the
Right.
whole loaf.
I can
Does
see
that make
that.
sense? I mean, it's gonna happen regardless, but this is like the path of least resistance. Oh, you guys, you're welcome.
Yes. No, I'm excited.
I'm so
My
excited.
day just got so much better.
The absolute like vindication that I feel from like successfully doing it now. If y'all could have seen my sad postpartum self 2 years ago fail
Crying
miserably
in
at
your-
this. Yeah, it was a real bummer.
Anyone need some rosemary butter?
Yeah.
And I love this because neighbor coming together, a mama from school and a future neighbor, childhood friend, like the whole connection of just eating
And
bread together.
You knew our family.
Yeah,
Like that's weird.
yeah. I just met your brother 4 months ago.
Oh, so it's recent that you knew.
Just recently you got to know.
Cool.
Mm.
Like,
I'm
look at
ready.
that, you guys.
I'm ready.
How is it?
It's awesome.
Y'all are gonna be addicted. Now you're gonna want some starter.
No, see, I'm avoiding this.
Jesse, that's better than your normal one.
Is it?
Yep.
Yeah, right.
That's good.
This is butter, or is it the Chilton?
It's the butter.
Are y'all drizzling? Is that how
Uh-huh.
you're doing this?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is oh my. That'll do. That'll do, babe.
How did it? That rosemary.
Just a hint of it, right? And
That
that's what I'm
tastes
saying.
good.
Like, just by like changing your butter without having to worry about changing your bread is also another option.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Ooh, I was gonna drop it in my drink, so swat it away. Save the bread.
That
Yeah.
might be the best you've ever made, Jess.
I'll drop some off at your house when I leave.